Well, we haven't seen this view for a while. We're finally back here on Emerald Coast, and I thought, why not make our return a little more interesting? We're heading out here with nothing but revolvers in our loadout, and we're gonna see if we can get anything good for our trophy launch. And literally, our first encounter actually demonstrates why I went with revolvers only and not handguns only. If we did just all handguns, we could bring the 10 mil, we could bring the 243, and basically eliminate the 45 from the equation. But since we have to go open sights, I thought it'd be more fun to do this. So we're gonna try to get in. We've always done well with this thing, and we're just gonna go from 75 and see if we can get that shot. So 0 for 75, right at that distance. What? Okay, we had that before. Oh, we dropped it. Literally the exact same thing happened with the same weapon. That's a monster. Over on Sooner Patan. We shot a mythical Tibetan fox, and it did the same thing. It like put us through the ground, and it was also the same result. It was a drop shot. So where do we hit this? I don't think double lung at that range drops an axis tier with the 45. Straight through the heart. You are kidding me. 77 meters, 159 scoring gold, and we did the revolver heart shot challenge and struggled with that kind of stuff all the time, and then by accident, our first shot today lands with a heart shot. That was awesome. Now real quick, I'm gonna do some testing here. Okay, it's fine standing. Is it, boy, that was sideways. Is it just crouching that does it? All right, anything other than standing does it. All right, did that twice. Well, good to know. I guess we'll try to stand when we shoot this thing today, but it's fun when it happens. It's just a little disorienting. So maybe this time, if our shot doesn't cause our whole POV to go through the ground, we can actually go through our loadout. So you can see how much tougher the Sambar are too. 454 shot to the shoulder like that in the past probably would have insta-dropped it, but we've got the 454. Brought the 44, though we don't really need it. We'll probably try to use it some. And then, of course, the 45. And unsurprisingly, should we find a Magpie goose or stubble grouse we want to take, it's going to have to be with the 410 revolver, which another one of those things like the 45. It's more fun to make it revolvers only because it doesn't allow us to use the 22 pistol. So we've got ourselves a 130 scoring gold Sambar. Actually, I mean, really just went through the entire thing, and it still tanked that for a bit. Lung, liver, stomach, and intestine. So we've got a good array of weapons. Some are fantastic for the job. Some are gonna maybe limit us a little bit. I really can't think of a time I've ever seen this before, but I spotted these Magpie geese resting literally right by the outpost here, and I'm not so sure we'll actually get to use the 410 pistol much today, so I figured we'd crawl down here. Took literally forever, but at the very least, we're gonna pop that one, and hopefully there should be a male in here. Hopefully we can get that too. Which one actually was it? Well, maybe not the get that too part, but we got this one at least. So, just a little yellow variant female. Headshot, neck shot worked good. And if that's the only time we get to fire the 410, at least it was a unique circumstance. So I've kind of been waiting for this. It's hog to your drink time. And we've got a pretty nice level 4 here up to 98. And just to like get it through my own head, I wanted to practice standing for this shot. So let's see if we can do this hopefully accurately. And then we don't get the thing where the gun goes through the ground. So that's a big plus. Definitely got him. And for whatever reason, that one's just hanging out there. So we'll leave that go. As always in multiplayer, no need to cause excessive hunting pressure, especially not for a random female. We have a nice little crossing right here to go and get that. But this hunt, it's going fast and slow at the same time. We haven't shot that much, but it is already in game. Almost 1,500, like it's actually been hog deer drink time for a while. We haven't been finding a lot of stuff, but here and there we're finding a couple of solid things, so hopefully that continues. That at least has potential. Not a lot of potential, 92 to 109. He's already attentive. Diamond is like 108, but we might as well try to get that guy. And again, we're gonna have to try to scoot in slowly enough, ideally, so that we can actually stand up at the shot and not have him spooking so we don't end up shooting through the ground again. So we're into about 90. He does look solid. Like, those beams like flare out at the back, and that may help us score-wise. So that's gonna be, I think 80 will work, and then we'll stand up and try to get that shot. So he's attentive again. Let's just stop at that. Still 0 for 75. And probably the quicker the better. He went alert there too. We saw like his head pop up. Did we get vitals? Actually not bad. That 45 is doing a really solid job. Generally speaking, it's kind of underpowered. But for Axis Deer and Hog Deer today, it's been getting the job done. Maybe it was that rock. I thought I saw another one down that way, but don't think that's the case. So this guy's laying here. Probably should just go ahead and reload this. That'll continue while we're in the harvest screen anyway. And then what are we looking at score-wise? Maybe close to 100? On 94, actually he's not as big as I thought. Real flat antlers, maybe that was what made him look bigger. Double lung liver though. Solid deal at 81 meters. So rolling straight on through into Banteng and Sambar drink time. It's nearly dark out here, and it's kind of that same thing that I talked about before, kind of slow, kind of fast. Time's going fast, slow in terms of the actual action here in the hunt. So I think what we're gonna do is maybe use the 44 for that level 3 Sambar there, and then maybe we can use the 454 for a Banteng that hopefully won't spook. That's a little far, and that female is a little bit in the way. So maybe we can sidestep that. The wind being that direction really just is not doing us any favors. I think he may turn back a little bit more. He went to drink there. So we'll take every opportunity to get a little closer. And that feels like, oh, I think we heart shot him. We talked about it. Sambar are so much tankier than they used to be before. The way he was going down and where we placed that shot, I think that might have been heart or like maybe neck, something like that. Got Red Fox drinking out there too, but just nothing super interesting, at least so far. So definitely high bleed rate. That's gotta be what it was. Yeah, right into the heart, through the top. Surprised that was only a silver. He looked bigger in the distance. Missed gold by 6. Pretty good deal though. So we got that. We've got the Banteng over on this side that didn't spook. I really don't know. Like, there's a 4 there, I guess, is maybe our best option. And right now we're down in this area. I think we should check this lake too, just based on how many animals are here. And before long, like, we're gonna be into Rusa drink time. This is just rolling right on through. And I mean, he's alerted. 170? Kind of surprised at that. I'd really like him to turn. If he turns broadside, I feel, oh boy, he turned a lot. I feel confident we could get it into lungs if he stayed broadside. I'm not so sure about what we did there. Now, even if that was like single lung, he might like just be starting to drop now. Hit him again. Yeah, I don't think we got a vital on that. I don't think we got a vital either time, frankly. One of those did a little damage. That ain't gonna be a gold, I can tell you that much. So just out of curiosity then, what actually happened? Oh, wow. That would have been epic if we heart shot that too. We were okay then. That shot would have, because like he's turning, we're looking at bottom of the lungs, definitely should have been higher. And then, oh, it could have been a gold Banteng. We actually caught liver. That, I mean, clearly like 454 is underpowered for Banteng anyway. That was part of the point of the loadout being a little bit challenging. But I was surprised he hadn't started to go down at all from that. I guess we should have been a little more patient. Well, as per tradition out here, we've got a massive level 4 Sambar. 155 minimum goes up to 183. I think Diamond's 166 or something like that. This is another one of those really good spots for both Sambar and Red Fox. And I want to get in here and check everything, especially before we just try to take a long shot. And considering how that went on the Banteng, maybe we want to sneak in a little bit closer anyway. But I'd be shocked if that guy's not 160 plus. He looks huge. So lots around here. Couple more Red Fox there. Whole bunch of Sambar like in the middle. I mean, it's just, I hadn't even seen all these yet. Tons of Fox, tons of Sambar. None as big as that one we got out in front of us, and we're kind of just standing here spotting stuff, so probably better get crouched back down, because that guy ain't that far away. We're still looking at like 130. I think we can get into maybe 100, and considering what we just did with the 454, we kind of know what the bullet drop should look like. That should be good enough. I'm pretty confident everything else around here is not as good, so let's go ahead. We're now looking at about 115. And we'll try to line this up, 0 for 75. Probably gonna aim like right at the spine. That should be what we're looking for. He's dropping already, a little bit better the Sambar than the Banteng. And that's going to be our best kill thus far. I mean, he sure looks like some of the diamonds we've shot. He is 161, so about 5 shy. Really nice looking Sambar though. Got him, actually we hit him kind of high. Bottom of the vertebrae and double lung. Help you get him down a little bit faster. So it's got to be 1900. It's like completely dark. Where I definitely want to go is up here real quick. Just check a couple of spots. And then we're probably going to get into some Rusa deer hunting. And where there's one, there's several. 157 minimum this time, even higher estimate. And I think, like, based on what we just learned, we should be able to make this shot at that range. It's kind of far. But I don't see why that wouldn't be right through the lungs, and he's dropping. Tell you what, we came out here revolvers only. We're generally limited on range. Like, I definitely wouldn't do that with the 45. Obviously, the 410, that's a no-go. Maybe with the 44. But we're starting to reach out there pretty good with the 454. Probably looking at another 160 plus, I'd imagine. Uh-oh. Someone leaving or joining? We have been completely fine for 2.5 hours here? Well, we'll see. I gotta think like, yeah, there we go. Someone leaving. That was the host. There we go. 159, so he's not a 160, but we did manage to double lung him at 145 meters. Not half bad. So, it's 1926. We'll see if the time gets reset or not here, but hopefully we can keep on going. Now we're talking. There's a level 5 Sambar. Man, it is crazy how much bigger that frame is. Now, we didn't get host, and I gotta think that's a big one. He looks crazy, but he's not super wide. Anyway, I want to get in here and get this shot, because if the time gets reset, as long as he's already hit, we're fine. If the time gets reset when we're trying to get to him, obviously he's going to start to leave. And man, we might need to use our newfound skills, because there is not a lot of room to get any kind of shot. Mine is going all the way around there. I just don't see it happening. I think we're going to try to get like as close as we can, and then try to go from there. We could probably get into like maybe 110. I did just take a peek. The current host isn't like at an outpost, so we should have a little bit of time, but I still want to try to get this shot sooner rather than later. Those antlers are awesome. That's unlike any level 5 Sambar we've ever seen. As soon as we clear the head of this female, she's attentive, but that's going to be in that 110 range. I know we can make that shot. Now he's attentive. A little further, she just moved. I think this is going to be our spot. Bottom of the spine's what we're going to go for. Felt about right. And he's starting to go down. I think we got him. It's a little slower than I'd like to see. I can't imagine that's just vertebrae though. I really hope that's vitals, because that's an awesome looking Sambar. And there's the blood. We got him through the vitals. He seemed like he got decently far. Oh, he's only right there. I don't know, maybe it was just the panic, because he looked so awesome, but it felt like he got way further away than that. What fur even are we looking at? I think that's the dusky gradient. I don't know. This bend in this beam definitely is going to cost him some score. I'm hoping the time length and stuff carries us above 166. He's going to troll 163. He's so cool looking. That's such a shame. Main beam length was 83. Brow tines were 34. That inner spread of 34, I really think that cost him. If he were as wide set as the others that we shot, I think we would have had a really neat looking diamond Sambar. Man, that's such a bummer. 293 kilo. But that's just so cool. Not quite enough. 113 meter double lung shot with a 454. Still an awesome looking Sambar, but just falls shy. There's a pretty nice looking Rusa. Up to 140. Just a level 4. And I think that's going to be the perfect thing to kind of use the 44 on primarily here. We did actually disconnect from that last server, luckily. There was another one roughly the same time. That guy's attentive already, much like what we had before. Distance is going to be an issue. I think the ground's in the way. We're going to have to get a little closer than this. Everything's in the way here. We can see them at about 80. I mean, I think if we can just line this up and nothing's in the way, we should be able to aim dead on. Probably can go head down. Well, we hit him. And he's going down. So our first Rusa deer is going to be a pretty nice one. And the one negative is, it's a little later in Rusa drink time in this server. It's already 22:30. So we're gonna need to like get up to the end of this spot. I want to check here and here for sure, and hopefully it produces something. So I can only imagine high 130s for this guy. 134, smaller than I thought for that frame. But yeah, straight through, actually a little back, double lung, liver and stomach. That's why we shoot them with their heads up. It's just easier to get that shot through. But still worked out. And yeah, we gotta kind of make the most of our time, so off we go. So just in case you were wondering if it's worth coming up here, this spot always has a ton of Rusa deer. We've already spooked a fair few of them. I don't see any big ones though. Maybe, that one spooked, unfortunately. I would have liked to have gotten that. Maybe we can just get this 3. Main reason is he's gonna take off too. I'd really rather not spend the time to run all the way around the lake to go and claim him, so maybe better yet, try to use, oh that dropped him too, try to use the penetration of the 454 to just get one down and get out of here. It's past 2300 and we have at least one more spot to get to. And I think too that was the one that initially I wanted that spooked. 116 scoring gold, liver lung, and then pelvis, intestine, stomach, so good thing the first shot landed. And we'll go and check this spot. I think as far as like primary Rusa locations, it's here, this area of the creek we can maybe check a bit more, and over in there. There's obviously other spots, but to see a bunch in this short period of time, I don't think it gets better than what we're checking now. Well, no surprise, another big one over there, another 4 in fact. You know, Rusa deer are the ones that are level 5s being a dime a dozen, and we have a level 5 Sambar today. No Rusa as of yet. So once again, we'll try to scoot into range semi-quickly. Still try to make the most of the time we have here. Jeez, okay. 23:30, so not much left by the time we get this done. And we'll just go pretty much till he's attentive, and then try to make the shot from here. Gonna try to do the same holdover as before, but we do have the 44 this time as opposed to the 454. We already saw it, head up is better. That feels like it should have been pretty good, and he's already starting to drop, not bad. So that should be pretty much the same size as the first one. A little bit better, 135 this time. Maybe a touch low, but other than that, pretty well dead center of the lungs, 132 meters away. And yeah, at this point, like late into their drink time, best thing I can figure is jump over here and just get to anywhere we haven't already been. Well, the one thing we haven't shot today, at least of any real interest here on Emerald Coast, is saltwater crocs. And unfortunately, can't seem to find any good ones whatsoever. So we're gonna try to take this max estimate 7. And unfortunately, considering the fact that we don't see any 9s running off or running at us, I think Emerald TROLLST has officially struck once again with our revolver hunt. That Sambar looks so cool. Like I just can't get that out of my head how unique those antlers were. But it wasn't quite enough to make diamond. But that was a fun hunt. Like, we've been here for right about 4 hours. First time back on Emerald Coast in quite some time. A lot of big stuff. Just not quite enough to earn that diamond medal. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next time.